So let's look at the first type of problem. It says find the distance. So if you guys want to copy these down on a separate sheet of paper, this is just good review. This is easy problems that you guys can use to plug in and solve for. The test is very, very similar. So if you guys can kind of follow the same kind of scheme of these, this will be very crucial. Find the distance between 2 points. I got to be able to give you the distance formula. D is equal to the square root of x1 minus x2 plus y1 minus y2 squared. This represents my x1, y1. If you label everything, it kind of works out quite nicely. Okay, quite nicely. And all we're going to really do is we're going to plug in our values. So the distance is going to be equal to the square root. So underneath the whole big thing, I'll plug in my values in here. Our x1, let me put minuses in here. Our x1 is going to be -1. So I'm going to find where x1 is and do -1. Our x2 is going to be 2, so -2. Our y1 is going to be 6. Put parentheses around it if you want to. And our y2 will be 2. And all we got to really do is just simplify things out. We've already got the answer for this, right? We already did it yesterday. This would be keep, change, flip. This would give me -3 squared. Plus 6 minus 2 is just going to give me 4. -3 squared is going to give me 9. 4 squared is 16. I'm showing you guys all the steps for this one because you guys are just you guys today. It's 5. That's what you guys got. Right. So this is the long way of doing it. Definitely want to be able to use the distance formula tomorrow. I'll be providing it to you guys as well. I'm going to clear it. Let me get some lines in here too. Looking at this one, number 2, solutions to the system. Solutions to the system. We have 1, many, 2, or none, right? 1, many, 2, or none. And we get in these situations as if they're the same line. That means we have many. We get side by side but not intersecting. We get none. And if we graph this one out and they intersect at one point, that means we just have 1. And the way that we usually see this graphically, many means that they're the same equation. None means that we have an invalid answer, like 1 is not equal to 0 is not equal to 1, and one answer we're looking at coordinate points. And I'll show you what I mean by doing this. When we plug in our values, we get 2y is equal to 6x plus 4. And the other one that we're going to get is y is equal to 3x plus 2. Easiest way to do this is to plug one of them in. Plug in using substitution. So what I'm going to do this one, I'm going to take this bottom one and plug it into the one up on top. This will be 2 times 3x plus 2, that deals with my left-hand side, is equal to 6x plus 4. If you reduce this down, we get 6x plus 4 is equal to 6x plus 4. And these are the same equation. So that means we have many. solutions, or infinitely many solutions. This tells me that this side and the other side is the same. You can stop right there. You can take it one step further and solve it to get the variables away, but it's going to do the same exactly. If they're equal to each other and you see that they're equal, it's going to be many. Okay. Our third equation, our third problem, is going to be negative x minus 3y. Basically, it's asking us to solve the solution using elimination. This is our elimination here. Our elimination, we want to be able to find our rows and columns and making sure that they're all the same. I'm going to go ahead and multiply the top by 5, everything by 5 on the top. So this is going to give me negative 5x, negative 15y, negative 40. I'm going to cross out that 1 on top because I no longer need it. We're going to add up our columns. Our 5 and negative 5 go away. This gives me negative 13y. This one gives me negative 52. We're going to take it one step further by dividing out by 13 on both sides. Y will be equal to, what is it, 4? Right, 4. We got to be able to take our value here and plug it back into one of our equations. So this is a part 1 to it. I'm going to take it back into the top one just to show we can plug it back in. We're going to get 5x plus 2 times 4 is equal to negative 12. And all we got to do is simplify out. Plus 8 Did I make a boo-boo somewhere? No. This should be negative 20, sorry. Dividing both sides, x is going to be equal to 4. So this is our second equation. Our ordered pair would be 4, 4. Why is it not there? Did I make it? Oh, no, negative. Negative. Sorry. Thank you. I had the right answer, just wrong. Wrong sign. So that deals with number 3 there. Our next one is going to tell us to clear it. So I'm going to clear this one. Number 4 is substitution. We're given the equation y is equal to negative 4x plus 1. Using substitution, we want to be able to find our isolated variable. We're going to take this and plug it into the one down below. So this is going to give me negative 8x plus 5 times y. Y happens to be negative 4x plus 1, equaling that to 5. And all we got to do is just simplify out and solve. We're going to get negative 8x. I'm going to use distributive property here to get negative 20x plus 5, negative 28x. Subtracting that 5 from both sides gives me 0. X is going to be equal to 0. That's a part of our first solution. We got to be able to plug one of them back in, so I'm going to take this and plug it back into the one on top because I think it's easier. Y is equal, when x is equal to 0, negative 4 times 0 plus 1. This is going to give me 0. Y is going to be equal to 1. So we have 0, comma 1 for our solution. So what you guys got? Perfect. Clearing it here. This one I'm going to have to drop a little bit. Give me a second because I want to be able to show you guys where this is coming from. Let's do medium squares. So I'm going to try to draw this up a little bit nicer. Let's say I'm using my axes here. Give me a good minute. 1, 3. Looks like it's going to be G prime, G. 3, -1 will be H. And 2 would be E. You guys already have this picture, so you guys don't need to redraw it. I just want to draw it out for those that need it. It's one figure. This is F prime. And then our other equation that we have here, our other picture, we're asking to determine the dilation of this. This is dilation. Dilation. And one thing that we want to be able to see here is we're always going from G to G prime, image to pre-image, H to H prime, E to E prime, F to F prime. This is, I'm just going to explain this pre-image. This is our image. Image to pre-image. To find the scale factor, we're going to know it to be the image over pre-image. And what we're going to get from this is we want to be able to find good points. And our good valid points in this case happen to be at these points. So F is going to be at -2, -2, 2. And F prime, which is the image, will be at -3, 3. The image over the pre-image would be -3 over 3, -2 over 2. If you choose any of those fractions, 3 over 2 is going to go down to 1.5. It's an enlargement by 1.5. This is problem number 5. Easy. I'm recording this, so I'm going to post it online for you guys, for those that want to see it. Next one that we have here is 6. So we're going to go ahead and it says slope-intercept form. So we're going to write this in slope-intercept. We're going to get 6x plus 2y. I need to show slope-intercept form. This is y equals mx plus b. So we're basically solving for y. First thing I'm going to do is subtract out 6x to both sides. Getting that x term on the right-hand side. Our x's cancel out on the left, leaving me 2y is equal to -6x minus 4. We can't subtract those because those are not like terms. Then what I want to be able to do here, because it's almost in that form, is I got to be able to divide both sides by 2. Divide all of our components by 2. This is going to go away, giving me y is equal to -3. And then these are going to reduce down to -2, which is going to be B. And that's all you got to do. Good? Good? Two more problems left. 7 on this side is our slope formula. Slope formula is going to be y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. We have our points 13, comma, -17, and we have our other points -4, comma, 10. We can label this as x1, y1, x2, y2. These are coordinate points for each point. All we're going to do now is plug our values in. In this case, starting this out, our y2 is going to be represented by our 10 here. So 10, I'll put those in parentheses, minus our y1. Y1 happens to be, hold on, y1 happens to be -17 here. So minus 17 all over our x2, which is -4 here. So we're going to do -4 minus x1, which is going to be 13. Solve this one out. Keep, change, flip. Let's give us 27. Bottom side is going to keep, change, flip. -17. So your answer will be -27 over 17. This is going to be B, right? B again? That's how you want to do that one. Clearing it. Our last problem for number 8 will be, I'll try to draw this out pretty accurately. We have L 30 R N. The full length of this is going to be 84. This will be Q, which is at 50. And the longer side, which is going to be 16x minus 4. Basically, what we want to be able to look at is we're going to do LR over LN, LQ over, I think the top one was M, sorry, LM. If you also want to think about it, we can split these two into 2 different triangles, larger and smaller, where the smaller side of this will be Q, L, and R. This would be 30, this would be 50, this would be M, L, and N. This one would be 84, this side would be 16x minus 4. We're basically creating proportions going from smaller to bigger. Our smaller ratio would be 50 over 16x minus 4. Our other side would be Q, or sorry, 30 over 84. So we're creating these proportionalities to solve them out. What should I do here? What's the biggest thing? Cross multiply. Definitely need a calculator. Oops. Don't drop your calculator. If we're going to cross multiply, just showing you all the steps, we're going to do 50 times 84, and then 30 times 16x minus 4. So 50 times 84 is 4,200. Got to distribute 30 times 16. It's going to be 4,800 or 48 or 480. 480. 4 times 30, it's going to be 12 or 120. And all we got to do is just solve this out completely. We're going to go ahead and add 120 to both sides. 120. 4320. 480. Dividing both sides by 480. Oh, not x. 4,320 will divide out by 480 by exactly 9. 9's our answer. So definitely can split them up. Questions? Let me redo this.